If you're on the hunt for bizarre creatures that seem beyond explanation, the deep sea is the ultimate destination. Each year, researchers manage to film astonishing, alien-like animals and uncover new species hidden in the ocean's depths. With that in mind, here are 15 mysterious underwater creatures that have been caught on camera. Number 15. Sunflower sea star. Is this starfish a zombie? Technically, no. These unusual creatures have been filmed actually ripping their own limbs off, and the removed limb has continued to survive, literally walking away like a zombie from the body it was just removed from. It does have up to 24 arms and 15,000 little tubular feet, like powerful suckers, to help grab, open, and eat clams, snails, sea cucumbers, and sea urchins. For a sea star, this animal is a voracious predator. Still, the sunflower sea star is the largest sea star in the world, with a maximum arm span of 3.3 feet. It's also one of the fastest animals on the ocean bottom, crawling over 3 feet a minute, which may not seem that fast to us but is speedy if you're a clam just chilling in the sand. Soft skin in colors ranging from purple to brown, orange, or yellow adds to its beauty. Most sea stars have a one-piece semigrid skeleton. However, the sunflower star skeleton has a few disconnected pieces. They allow the sun star's mouth to open wide and its body to enlarge and take in prey. A sunflower star can swallow an entire sea urchin, digest it internally, and then expel the urchin's external shell. Unfortunately, this unique sea star has been listed as critically endangered. Number 14. Barrel eye. They might look like a submarine, but their transparent head is necessary to navigate the 2,500 feet deep waters in the tropical waters of the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans. The green pigments in its eyes also filter out sunlight from the sea surface, helping it spot the bioluminescent glow of jellies, aka food, or other animals swimming above. This deep-sea mystery hunts using shadows. When it spots prey, the fish rotates its eyes forward and swims upward in feeding mode. Scientifically known as the barrel eye fish, or as it's more aptly known, the spookfish, it's considered by biologists to be one of the most peculiar and unknown fish groups in the deep-sea realm. In 1939, bewildered scientists first described the barrel eye. Since then, they've been piecing together how it lives. Researchers also noted that some species have evolved to have special organs located on their bellies called sols. They're reflectors that deflect light from the bioluminescent organs inside their bellies, illuminating the deep sea around them and helping them to camouflage. It could also be that the spookfish uses this adaptation to communicate. Their unusual look and mysterious life really speak for themselves. Number 13. Slender Snipe Eel. Its behaviors are not well understood, but scientists believe the slender snipe eel captures its prey by swimming with its mouth open and slashing its head and beak side to side when it senses nearby prey. Also known as the deep sea duck, this fish can weigh only a few ounces yet reach 5 feet in length. Features include a bird-like beak with curving tips covered with tiny hooked teeth, which they use to sweep through the water to catch shrimp and other crustaceans. Plus, it has more vertebrae in its backbone than any other animal, around 750. Many specimens found in museums were spat up from larger fish that were caught in trawls. Scientists believe that individuals of this species only spawn once and then die, a life history strategy characteristic of some other species. The slender snipe eel is difficult to study in its natural environment and is only occasionally captured by scientists. It's not currently known if this species spawns in groups or in pairs. It's not targeted for human use and is rarely captured in fisheries targeting other species. However, as commercial fishers fish deeper and deeper, it's possible that the slender snipe eel could be more regularly affected by these activities. Number 12. Midwater Octopus. When you think octopus, you probably picture a stout creature with long tentacles clinging to rocks and hiding in crevices on the ocean floor, or perhaps an enormous monster eating ships and batting aircraft out of the sky. Either way, these octopods are different. They have a large, bulbous mantle and only the tiniest, daintiest tentacles. They spend the whole of their lives in the open ocean, never touching the bottom of the sea. The midwater octopus is characterized by a translucent, lightly spotted, gelatinous body that's extremely delicate. When illuminated by a submersible's lights, these octopuses seem to glow from within, their bodies pulsing gently as they drift through the water column. Some have been observed curling their tiny arms close to their bodies, almost like a child hugging a favorite toy, as they float in the endless blue. Their movements are so graceful and slow that they almost appear to be dancing, suspended in the vast emptiness. It has chromatophores that enable it to go from see-through with spots to almost a solid orange color. A few specimens were unable to evade the clutches of science, enabling researchers to make an amazing discovery about the life of this tiny creature and how it survives in a world where sunlight simply doesn't exist at this depth. There are two kinds of predators that you have to be wary of. The ones with extremely sensitive eyes who swim around constantly looking upward in search of the silhouette of prey in the gloomy twilight, and the ones who use their bioluminescence as a spotlight, lighting up the area around them to hunt. Number 11. Basket star. This strange creature has 5 arms sprouting from its central disc, and each arm branches out over and over and over again until you end up with a kind of mesh. The basket. These are incredibly flexible tendrils. They're found all over the world, but most of them live in the deep and reach 2 feet across when you include the arms. Incredibly, these unusual creatures usually hide in crevices during the day and then climb to an elevated point to feed at night. They catch small crustaceans, jellyfish, and other small animals that come within reach of their mass of twisting and turning arms. Some divers have described the mesmerizing sight of a basket star unfurling its arms, likening it to a living lacework blooming in the darkness. When disturbed, the creature can retract its arms in a matter of seconds, transforming from a sprawling net to a tight, compact ball. Occasionally, basket stars have been seen sharing their hiding spots with shrimp or small fish, forming unexpected partnerships in the deep. Their arms are so sensitive that they can detect the faintest vibrations in the water, alerting them to both prey and predators. Watching a basket star feed is like witnessing a slow-motion dance, as each arm moves independently yet with perfect coordination. There's little chance of escape. Each branch has tiny, sharp hooks, allowing the creature to capture prey with ease. They feed by perching in an elevated position and extending their arms in a net-like fashion perpendicular to the current. It's that easy. If the current is too much for them, they'll curl up to avoid getting swept away. The ones that live in shallower depths also do that during the day because they only come out at night, just like a horror movie. Also, another interesting fact is that the basket stars lack blood and achieve gas exchange via their water vascular system. These creatures are an amazing mixture of delicate beauty and obnoxious fleshiness. It all depends on what time of day you find them. Now it's time for today's topic. In a chilling encounter, a deep-sea diver exploring the uncharted depths of the Pacific Ocean stumbled upon a creature that defies explanation. The diver, part of a research team studying marine ecosystems near a deep trench, was documenting the seafloor when his camera captured something extraordinary, a massive, octopus-like creature unlike anything ever seen before. The creature, estimated to be over 30 feet in length, had tentacles covered in strange, disc-like structures that seemed to pulse faintly. Its body was covered in a rough, coral-like texture, blending seamlessly with the surrounding environment. But what truly unsettled the diver was its eyes, large, unblinking, and eerily intelligent, as if it were studying him just as much as he was studying it. Despite its resemblance to an octopus, marine biologists reviewing the footage have ruled out any known cephalopod species. The creature's size, unique anatomy, and behavior suggest it could be a previously undiscovered species adapted to the extreme pressures of the deep ocean, or perhaps something far older, a relic from a time when the oceans were ruled by giants. The diver, visibly shaken by the encounter, described the moment as terrifying yet awe-inspiring. The footage has sparked global debate, leaving the world to wonder what other secrets the ocean's depths might hold. Number 10. Crown jelly. Scientists have discovered a new species of crown jellyfish that looks like a scarlet alien saucer in the sunless midnight zone of California's Monterey Bay. Though it's not much wider than a dollar bill, it seems to be the largest of the known species of crown jellies, the researchers said. However, what really sets this jelly apart from its cousins is what's missing. Unlike all other currently known species of crown jellyfish, this one lacks a single elongated tentacle, one long, thin tentacle that trails behind its body, measuring up to 6 times the diameter of the jelly's bell. While analyzing thousands of hours of footage taken in the Monterey Bay's midnight zone, researchers occasionally spotted crown jellies that lack the signature trailing tentacle. The discovery sent a ripple of excitement through the deep-sea research community, as it challenged long-held assumptions about the group's defining features. Some scientists speculate that the absence of the long tentacle could be an evolutionary adaptation to the unique conditions of Monterey Bay's midnight zone. The jelly's vivid red color, almost glowing under the submersible's lights, makes it look like a living jewel drifting through the darkness. Observers have described its movements as graceful and hypnotic, with the bell pulsing gently as it hovers in the water. Each new sighting of this unusual jelly adds to the mystery, hinting at the hidden diversity still waiting to be discovered in the deep sea. According to the researchers, a crown jelly uses this extended appendage to help snag prey, which can include crustaceans, siphonophores, and other small creatures that pass through the ocean's midnight zone, the deep, sunless region of the ocean. However, like the 10 other known species, this crown jelly sports a deep groove running around its central bell, giving its body the appearance of a domed head wearing a frilly red crown. Number 9. Deepsteria. First discovered in the 1960s and described in 1967, Deepsteria enigmatica, named for underwater explorer Jacques Cousteau's submersible Deep Star 4000 and the jellyfish's inscrutability, has only made rare appearances since. And that's why this mysterious jellyfish has been difficult to study, because of its natural habitat in the dark depths of the ocean. But technology is opening up those depths to our curious eyes, which recently led to a 10-minute encounter with the peculiar, tentacleless Deepsteria enigmatica. They're usually found in Antarctic and near-Antarctic seas, but have been spotted in waters near the United Kingdom as well. Only a handful of specimens and partial specimens have shown up over the years, and little is known about it: what it eats, how it reproduces, how it's widely distributed, and the depths it can tolerate are all mysteries. Some deep-sea explorers have described the sight of Deepsteria as almost magical, watching its delicate, ghostly form ripple and fold in the water like a living silk scarf. Occasionally, small crustaceans or isopods can be seen living inside the bell, hitching a ride or perhaps seeking shelter from predators. The jelly's mesmerizing movements have even inspired artists and filmmakers, who try to capture its otherworldly beauty. When illuminated by submersible lights, Deepsteria glows with an ethereal, bluish shimmer, making it look like a creature from another planet. Each rare encounter with this jellyfish leaves scientists with more questions than answers, fueling the ongoing fascination with life in the ocean's twilight zone. The bell of this jellyfish is very thin and wide, up to 2 feet, and resembles a translucent, undulating sheet of lava lamp as the animal moves. Its bell is large, and it's been hypothesized that this creature is an ambush predator that uses its entire bell membrane to catch upward-moving prey, closing around it like a bag. Number 8. Wolf eel. This rare beast isn't scared of humans. The hungry wolf eel won't stop at anything to sink its spiky teeth into some prey. This animal is actually a fish, not an eel. Like other fish, they have pectoral fins and pairs of gill slits, plus one dorsal fin that goes nearly the whole length of their body. It was given this name because of its powerful jaws and sharp teeth that it uses to crush hard-shelled creatures like crabs or urchins. And they can grow very large. They can be up to 8 feet long and weigh around 40 pounds. Wolf eels are known to form monogamous pairs, often sharing the same rocky crevice for years and fiercely guarding their eggs together. Divers who have encountered them in the wild sometimes describe the wolf eel as curious, even accepting food from a gentle hand. Their faces, with their wide mouths and expressive eyes, have earned them a reputation as the grumpy old men of the sea. In their lairs, they coil their long bodies around each other, creating a living knot of muscle and scales. Despite their intimidating appearance, wolf eels have been known to develop a sort of friendship with divers who visit them regularly. Because their scales are smaller and embedded in their skin, they almost look like they're covered in leather, and a layer of slime covers the skin too. The slime acts as a protective coating and functions similarly to a human's immune system. And they get some smooth moves. The skeleton of a wolf eel is cartilaginous. This means they can flex their body, making it possible for them to get into tighter spaces. They look more ferocious than they are, though. Believe it or not, these creatures are shy and retiring in spite of their name. And the wolf eel's name may be a bit deceiving. Though there's no exact estimation of the number of wolf eels present in the world, their population can be considered to be stable, as they're not common targets of fisheries. Number 7. Phantom jelly. To date, almost nothing is known about this rarely encountered animal aside from detailed accounts of its physical description and rare sightings. The first specimen of the giant phantom jelly was collected in 1899, but it wasn't until 60 years later that scientists recognized this as a new species. Since then, scientists have only encountered this animal about 100 times. It appears to have a worldwide distribution and has been recorded in all ocean basins except for the Arctic. Its red coloration helps it stay out of sight against the black backdrop of the deep sea. Down at these depths, it simply disappears. Some researchers have described the experience of seeing a phantom jelly in the wild as almost otherworldly, like encountering a living shadow drifting through the abyss. The jelly's bell can span over 1 meter across, and its arms can trail for several meters, creating a mesmerizing, undulating display. Occasionally, deep-sea submersibles have captured footage of the jelly gliding silently past, its movements slow and deliberate, as if it were a ghost patrolling its dark domain. Scientists speculate that the jelly's elusive nature may be due to its preference for the deepest, most inaccessible parts of the ocean, where few humans ever venture. Each rare sighting sparks excitement and curiosity, fueling legends and inspiring new questions about what else might be lurking in the unexplored depths. So being able to catch this creature on camera is a rare sight indeed. Those long, draping structures you see aren't stinging tentacles, as you might imagine. They're oral arms, masses of spongy tissue typically used for feeding. The broad, curtain-like arms are perhaps an adaptation that increases the odds of catching their next meal. It's thought that the jellies use their arms to envelop unsuspecting prey, but don't worry, they don't eat humans. The jellyfish eats plankton and small fish. This ghostly jelly is informally known as the guardian of the underworld, and despite its size, this phantom jelly is rarely caught on camera, and little is understood about its ecology and behavior. Number 6. Predatory Tunicquet. It's a great big mouth on a stalk, isn't it? It's a hungry sock puppet. You might not believe this, but despite its simple appearance, the predatory tunicquet is your distant family member, as both humans and tuniquets belong to the same scientific animal family. This sea squirt is unique for its predatory feeding style. Whereas other tuniquets nourish themselves by filter feeding, the predatory tunicquet waits around until some delicious minuscule marine life swims by. Its translucent body can sometimes be seen pulsing gently as it reacts to the movement of water or the approach of potential prey. Some divers have described the moment the tunicquet snaps shut as startling, like watching a living Venus flytrap in action. Scientists are fascinated by how this creature's simple nervous system can trigger such a rapid and precise response. Occasionally, small shrimp and copepods have been observed trying to escape its grasp, but few are lucky enough to get away. The predatory tuniquet's ability to reset its traps so quickly makes it a formidable hunter in the quiet darkness of the deep. Most tuniquets have a relaxing life, sucking water in and filtering out plankton. Not this sea creature. It's more active and go-getting, even though it's got a stalk and is stuck to the seafloor. When little creatures wander in, the big mouth closes. Once they've sucked their food in, they reset the trap and wait for more. The hood and stalk physiology of the tunicquet may appear squishy, but tunicquet larvae have a tadpole-like body structure and can detect light and gravity. Only later do they ditch their notochords and transform into the yawning maw that strikes repeatedly and without warning. This strategy allows the predatory tunicquet to eat small prey who might be swimming about just above the seafloor. The predatory tunicquet can be found in the Monterey Canyon, off the coast of Northern California. Number 5. Benthicsiphonophore. In a recent discovery, scientists and researchers found rare Benthicsiphonophores. Few marine organisms are quite as obscure as this one, but though they may be little known, siphonophores are truly one of the most fascinating forms of animal life on the planet and deserving of a bit more appreciation. According to reports, Benthicsiphonophores are related to corals and jellyfish and are believed to be 17,000 years old. At 400 feet underwater, siphonophores are like a small floating city unto themselves, with many hands doing different jobs. When observed up close, their colonies display a mesmerizing array of colors and shapes, sometimes glowing faintly in the darkness. Some researchers have compared their coordinated movements to a perfectly synchronized dance, with each specialized part working in harmony. Occasionally, deep-sea cameras have captured these creatures unfurling their tentacles in slow motion, creating a living net that drifts with the current. The sight of a Benthicsiphonophore gently swaying on the ocean floor is both alien and beautiful, a reminder of how little we know about the deep sea. Despite their delicate appearance, they are surprisingly efficient hunters, able to capture prey much larger than themselves. Some parts specialize in flotation, while others can actively direct the swimming direction or focus on prey capture and digestion or sexual reproduction. But it must be emphasized that while there are colonial creatures, the colony is still a single animal. They manage to attach themselves to the bottom with their many tentacles while the bodies continue to float above the substrate, tethered down like a tiny hot air balloon. Most are tiny, just a few millimeters in diameter, with the largest being little more than an inch across, though the tentacles can extend many times this length. This has led to them being likened to a spider, extending these tentacles out in a metaphorical web to trap prey, which includes crustaceans and fish larvae. Number 4. Cockatu Squid. Check out this unusual deep-sea squid. These strange, transparent animals are typically found 900 feet below the surface, floating in the cockatoo position with their arms up. They literally spend their lives going with the flow. Filled with ammonium chloride, a solution that's lighter than seawater, they float effortlessly through the ocean in search of mates and food. If they sense danger, this squid can transform into a lumpy ball by stuffing its bulbous head and tentacles into its mantle cavity. Their bodies are so see-through that you can often spot their internal organs, including their digestive tract and ink sac, giving them a ghostly appearance. Some divers have described seeing cockatoo squid as watching a living balloon drift by, its delicate form shimmering in the faint light. These squid are also known for their gentle, undulating movements, which help them avoid attracting unwanted attention from predators. Occasionally, they will pulse their photophores in rhythmic patterns, possibly as a way to communicate or confuse other creatures in the deep. Despite their fragile look, they are surprisingly resilient, able to withstand the immense pressure of the deep sea. They're also able to go dark by instantly changing the color of their skin to black. Scientists have noticed that glass squid release ink into their mantle when threatened, which may help them change color or could act like a chemical weapon against hungry whales and seabirds. Shapeshifting and camouflage aren't the only cool tricks up the glass squid's tentacles. The squids are easily recognized by their large, forward-facing eyes, which can rotate in different directions to locate prey. light-emitting organs or photophores around their eyes help them see in the dark and scare away predators. Born into the light-filled surface waters, at 4 months, it reaches full size and is ready for much deeper waters. So far, they've been spotted as far down as 6,600 feet. Number 3. Tomopterus Worm. Tomopterus are segmented worms that are cousins to earthworms, but belong to a separate group. And despite being related to earthworms, they look completely different due to the challenges that come with living in the midwater. Their bodies are mostly water, which means damage to their outer surface causes the immediate loss of water pressure inside, resulting in a dramatic decrease in size. They're almost transparent. When illuminated by a submersible's lights, Tomopterus worms shimmer and seem to vanish, making them especially difficult to study in their natural habitat. Some species have been observed undulating gracefully through the water, their glowing parapodia leaving trails of light behind them like underwater fireflies. Scientists are fascinated by their ability to produce bioluminescence, as it may serve as a defense mechanism or a way to communicate with others of their kind. Occasionally, these worms are seen in large swarms, creating a mesmerizing spectacle of moving lights in the deep sea. Their delicate bodies and ethereal glow have inspired comparisons to mythical sea creatures in ancient mariner tales. The worms have 2 eyes. The next segment contains a very few long sensory hairs. The next segments consist of paddle-shaped outgrowths with which the worm can swim fast. These parapodia can produce a yellowish light too, called bioluminescence. Most bristle worms found in coastal plankton are larvae of bottom-dwelling worms, but there are some families that are completely adapted to life in free water. These are beautiful, bizarre animals that can grow very large. They're real predators too. With their protruding proboscis, they can catch large prey. Some species can excrete luminous particles when disturbed to confuse their attacker. Still, very little is known about the way of life of these related worms. Number 2. Lizardfish. The deep-sea lizardfish is found in tropical and subtropical seas across the world. They're found at depths exceeding 3,000 feet, which is in the midnight or aphotic zone. No sunlight is able to penetrate such deep waters. The animals who live there must adapt to living in darkness. Deep-sea lizardfish live in temperatures around 38 degrees Fahrenheit. They grow to about 23 inches long, but the largest recorded deep-sea lizardfish was 33 inches long and weighed 15 pounds. Their bodies are covered in silvery, reflective scales that help them blend into the faint light of the deep, making them nearly invisible to both prey and predators. These fish have a unique ability to rotate their eyes upward, allowing them to spot the silhouettes of unsuspecting animals swimming above. Some researchers have even observed lizardfish using bursts of speed to snatch prey right out of the water column, a rare feat at such crushing depths. Their metabolism is incredibly slow, which helps them survive in an environment where food can be scarce for months at a time. Occasionally, they have been found with bioluminescent prey in their stomachs, suggesting they are not picky eaters and will take advantage of any meal that comes their way. The deep-sea lizardfish's most distinctive feature is its searing teeth. They're apex predators, meaning they're at the top of the ecosystem's food chain. In fact, the deep-sea lizardfish is one of the deepest known top predators and will eat pretty much anything it comes across. They're ambush predators, meaning they wait on the sea floor with their mouth open, patiently waiting for a meal to swim by. What would you do if you came face to face with a deep-sea lizardfish? If we're honest with ourselves, the answer probably includes running, screaming, or fainting. With their massive, protruding teeth and dark eyes, these guys don't exactly seem inviting. But these deep-sea dwellers are definitely worth learning more about, and who knows, you might end up loving that nightmarish mug after all. Number 1. Frilled shark. This shark is one of the world's most primitive shark species. It sports a ruffled throat and lizard-like rounded head, characteristic features from our oceanic past that are seldom seen today. Due to the fact that the frilled shark is a descendant of a shark species traced back to around 99 million years ago, the frilled shark is often referred to as a living fossil. Its serpentine body allows it to move through the water with an eerie, undulating motion, almost like a creature from a prehistoric nightmare. Unlike most modern sharks, the frilled shark can lunge forward and swallow prey whole, thanks to its extremely flexible jaws and elongated body. Deep-sea explorers have described the experience of seeing a frilled shark in the wild as both mesmerizing and unsettling, given its ancient appearance and ghostly movements. Some scientists believe that the frilled shark's hunting style hasn't changed much in millions of years, making it a true window into the distant past. Its diet mainly consists of squid and other deep-sea fish, which it ambushes in the darkness of the ocean depths. Because of the great depths at which this species lives and its widely dispersed distribution, few humans will ever set eyes upon a frilled shark, and any that are found are of great interest to the scientific community. This creature's common name comes from its gills. Unlike all other sharks, which have separate gills, this shark's first pair of gills go all the way across its throat. Each pair is lined at the edges with a red fringe. The frilled shark's mouth is just as terrifying as the maw of a great white. It's lined with 25 rows of backward-facing, trident-shaped teeth, 300 in all. Its long jaws may allow the animal to gape extra wide and take in prey half as long as its body. These shark skeletons are made of cartilage and therefore don't fossilize well, so most of what we know about their ancient relatives comes from their mineralized teeth. As we venture even deeper into the darkest parts of the ocean, having a camera on board makes all the difference. It's the only way we can truly observe and understand these incredible creatures. Stay tuned. There are even more fascinating videos coming soon.